What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Auto 101. The 2023 Chrysler Pacifica is the best possible car that you can get for a road trip. So I'm going to walk you through it in this video as to the reasons why I think that's the case, and you can let me know what you think in the comments below. So stay tuned. Now, a big reason these days as to why people don't like minivans or why they're not selling as much is because everyone is obsessed with SUVs. You know, they have a certain look, they have a certain charm to them. Everyone wants to feel high up off the road. My personal opinion is that this van is better than any other SUV when it comes to a road trip. Firstly, you're sitting on the inside, so the styling doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if it looks like an SUV or it doesn't. The exterior doesn't even look that bad. In 2021, Chrysler refreshed the exterior styling of the Pacifica and they made it a bit more aggressive. They added a light bar in the back. I mean, you can't have a car in 2023 without a light bar. Don't you know that? Come on. So Chrysler was all about that. They put the light bar on the back and they changed the headlight pattern up in the front to make it a bit more aggressive looking, and I think it works. It looks good, period. Forget about the fact that it's a minivan. It's just a good looking vehicle. Okay, so let's move on to the thing that's probably the most obvious for a minivan, and that is space and comfort. And the Pacifica definitely shines in that category. In the front seat here where I'm sitting, a lot of space for the driver, lots of knee and leg room here for me. The center console actually has a big opening in the middle, so you can kind of spread your legs out a bit. Also, lots of shoulder room, lots of headroom. Similar story for the passenger seat. Basically the same exact feature set, same exact space you're getting here in the driver's seat. And what's also nice in terms of front seat or front passenger amenities is that the driver's steering wheel is heated in the particular model that I'm in, as well as 3-stage heating for the seats. So a lot of comfort being given up where the driving is being done. Now, if you're traveling with family or friends or just any passengers in the back, it's basically the same story when you move to the seats further back. What's also nice is that both of those seats come included with a rear seat entertainment system. Now, caveat, I haven't had the chance to use it yet, but it seems like a good system. It has streaming from your phone apparently, and you can get some nice entertainment going. So it's a cool system to have in the car. One more row back into the third seat. Not bucket chairs, but still very comfortable, very spacious, and the headroom and shoulder room in this car is just fantastic front to back, so you can't really complain about that. The stow-and-go seating has been a Chrysler minivan hallmark for many years now. Basically what that means is that you could completely put the second row of seats flat into the floor without having to remove them. So you get a full flat interior cargo space right from the trunk area all the way up to the front seat. Unfortunately for the hybrid, the way that it's set up and the way that the battery is packaged and the electric motor is packaged, it's all underneath on the floor of the car. And what that means is that you lose the ability to store the stow-and-go seats, because that's a pretty big advantage that you're losing out on by going with the hybrid version of this car. What's also fantastic about the interior is that it's low-key kind of bougie, man. I mean, all the materials that you touch are very soft. Steering wheel is wrapped in leather in this particular trim level. The padding is very soft everywhere in the car, so your elbows have good padding here, your elbows have good padding on the door, the top of the door cards are soft, the top of the dash is soft. Even the dashboard that comes right up to where your knee rests when you're driving is nice and plush, so everything feels very nice. I like it a lot. It's very good in terms of interior material quality. Interior styling, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. You're not buying this car for the way that the interior necessarily looks, but yeah, it's just a normal, good quality, well-built interior. This car has the latest version of Chrysler or Stellantis Group's Uconnect system, and this is a Uconnect system that you'll find in many other models now, spanning all the way up to the Maserati Levante and Quattroporte. They all have this same system that's in the Pacifica, and from my personal opinion, it's one of the best in class. Very quick response time, very high resolution, the graphics look great, all the transitions are nice, the layout is intuitive, it makes a lot of sense, and CarPlay looks absolutely beautiful on the system. For some reason though, I've been driving this car now for 10 days, and this system has glitched, I'd say, a solid 5 times in that 10 days, which is not a great rate. Either it just becomes unresponsive, or it doesn't detect CarPlay anymore, or it'll start restarting out of nowhere. So it's a very weird situation to have with the system, in that it's very well designed, but it seems to have some reliability gremlins. But when it's working, it's very nice to have, especially on a road trip, because you want everything to be easy to use. What's also great technology-wise is the amount of driver assistant features that come on this car. So you have, of course, active cruise control, you have lane keep assist, you have lane departure warning, you have rear blind spot monitoring, you have parking sensors. You can see the lane sensor just went off here. So it's fully loaded in terms of active safety, but for some reason, the active safety in this car is a little bit jerky. If someone even veers in your lane a little bit, the active cruise control slams on the brakes hard. Like, it is jerky. You're gonna kind of go for it like that. Similarly with the lane keep assist, if you touch the lane border, there's a lot of systems out there that kind of gently nudge you back into the lane, so you don't really feel it too much. The Chrysler Pacifica, it kind of jerks you back into the lane. But like I said, it's nice that these systems are available and they're ready to use on road trips. Now, you'd think from the name of this car, Chrysler Pacifica hybrid, it's going to be just a run-of-the-mill hybrid van like the Sienna. That's not actually entirely true. This is a plug-in hybrid vehicle, and what that means is that you could charge it like any other electric car. So now I'm going to insert a clip of my first ever charging experience with an electric car. So take a look, and we'll be back on the other side. First time ever charging an EV with the Chrysler Pacifica hybrid, and I'm at a charge point station. I think these are fairly common all across North America, at least, and it hasn't been the smoothest experience. I went up to the station, wasn't able to just tap a card, which I think is fairly common but unfortunate, so it made me download the app in order to pay. Okay, fair enough. I downloaded the app. In the app, for some reason, it wasn't accepting Apple Pay, maybe because it's set up to American Express. Again, not ideal. And then I had to manually enter my card information, get the whole thing set up. Now we have the van charging. And if you look at the charge time, I don't know if it's going to show up now. There we go. 2 hours and 22 minutes from this charge point charger for a battery that honestly isn't that big. This only has 50 kilometers of range, barely. So I'm gonna stay here for about an hour, see what happens, and just kind of vibe out. Let's see how this goes. I'm in the van now while it's charging, and there's this blue light going off at the top. I don't know what that is, but if that's like a charging indicator or something, that's pretty cool. If you have this van, let me know in the comments if that is, because that's a pretty cool feature. It's now been exactly 1 hour since the car was put on charge. It's not the full 2 hours, but in theory, we should have gotten exactly 50% of the car charged for 25 kilometers of range. So let's see if that's actually the case. Do I close it on here? Doesn't look like it. Maybe I have to try on here. Well, that was pretty easy. I just took it out, put it in here, and it should already have been paid. So it's giving me a summary here. Took about an hour, $2.60. So we're turning it on. Let's see what it gives us as our range. So 26 kilometers of range. So exactly spot on. 52 kilometers of total range in the battery. It was at 0% when we came here, charged for 1 hour, and now we're at 26 kilometers. So everything worked exactly as intended. So overall, a thumbs up, positive. As you can see, it was a little bit of a learning curve at the beginning, but it wasn't that bad of an experience overall. That being said, what happened afterward was not ideal. I charged this car for exactly an hour. I got the amount of range that they would say, which is not great. This car has a total electric range of 30 miles, or right about 50 kilometers. So I charged it for an hour. I got exactly half of that. I got 25 kilometers, or I don't know what that is, 15 miles. But I drove, I don't know, I'd say maybe about 15 kilometers, so about 10 kilometers less than what they advertised, and the battery was completely dead. And I didn't really do anything to expedite the process of using the battery. In fact, I turned the climate off. I made sure everything was in its most eco-friendly setting. I was very light on the throttle, but it still wasn't really as efficient as they promised, which is, I don't know, it's not great on road trips. and not great in general because it's not a big range to begin with. I mean, maybe it's because this car has been used a bit. It has 22,000 kilometers on it, so the battery might be a little bit degraded. But I don't know. I was taken aback a bit because I was expecting more. There's two benefits though with the hybrid system in this car. The range, like I said, is not great. In fact, it's terrible. But the number one benefit is the overall fuel economy that you get. Last 10 days, I've driven 1,200 miles of mixed city and highway usage. And over that time, I've gotten 33.5 miles per gallon, which is pretty terrific. I mean, this is a big vehicle that could carry a lot of people, and getting mileage in the low 30s, that's tremendous. I mean, that makes it a great road trip vehicle. You're going to be saving money taking this car on a road trip. The primary engine in this car is a V6. So naturally, you're going to get an engine that's more torquey, that generates that power more in a more smooth way. You're not really going to be stressing the engine to get that power down to the road. So in my perspective, I would definitely take just a tiny bit of an MPG hit in order to get smoother power delivery and more power overall. So I said at the beginning of this video that I believe this is the best possible car that you could buy for a road trip. And I know I kind of deviated from that throughout the video talking about other things, but let's summarize on the key reasons why I feel like that. So firstly, interior space and practicality, both in terms of front row space, middle seat space, rear seat space, cargo room in general, and also the entertainment options available in the middle seat. Secondly, the technology that's available, it has its quirks. It could be improved, but it's also very convenient and nice to have on road trips, and that being the very easy to use and high resolution infotainment screen, as well as the large suite of active safety features that are offered. Thirdly is the way that this car delivers power. It's very smooth on the highway, and that V6 really gives you a lot more confidence on passing maneuvers and just driving on the highway in general. Couple that with the fact that this is a hybrid and you get excellent fuel economy,